Woo! Wow, wow, wow. What is going on? Another week, another episode. Vader Games in the building. Vader Games TV presents Why Always Me. You know what it is. Man City fan. And for whatever reason, I always get blamed for things. So, hence the title, Why Always Me. We got another week. And I got a lot to talk about again. Thank you for all the support week after week, getting the feedback. Continue to try and improve the live show, the vlog, whatever you want to call it. And it's going well. So continue to send me all of the comments, all of the DMs. Always appreciate it. I'm trying to do my thing out here. So levels look good. I think everything's looking good over here. And we're going to jump right into it. All right. First things first. EPL games. I don't even know. So, I got topics I need to tackle, but first off, so many things went down Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, big ups, Man City beating Leicester. Very important game, much needed. And I keep saying it, it's one game at a time. Man City's doing their thing. They won over Leicester. Now we just keep improving. I like the squad that was actually put out there. We had Jesus, we had Mendy playing, Rodri and Fernandinho. It was just a great combination of starting 11, and we had all-time leading scorer for Man City, Aguero. Sergio Aguero, man, he showed, looked good. His movement was good. Did no prime results with regards to assists or goals, but I like the movement that I was seeing because he's been out of the mix due to COVID, due to fitness, injury. So it was really good to see him, and it's boding well for Champions League that's coming up. So squad's looking healthy. Fingers crossed, knocking on wood, the whole thing. They're doing well. I really hate to do this for you guys. I really hate to do this. 1 second. I'm extremely sorry about that. Family life, you know what I'm saying? Got to deal with the minions. It is what it is. So I was talking about Aguero and how he didn't really show up on the stat sheet, but he looked good. Squad looks good. The 11 that we had available for the weekend, very important. Everyone's healthy. And Champions League is going to be key. I'm going to talk more about that later on in the show, but let's put it out there. Let's put it out there. The Aguero era, man. Viewers, what it do? Thanks for the support as always. I'm trying to do my thing. Daddy duties, absolutely. My princess was yelling for me for an automated story for me to play, so I had to go do that real quick. But yeah, we're talking EPL, we're talking Man City, and it's official. Coming out of Manchester City, coming from Aguero, this will be the last season that he will be playing for us. The man's been a legend, so there's no bad vibes coming from me. I don't think any City fan's going to have any bad vibes. We actually want to have a proper send-off for Aguero because of everything that he's given to the club. Absolute legend. The club's come out and said that they're going to actually that they've sanctioned for a statue to be built in his honor. Much deserved. So that's Company, Silva, and Aguero. One man's missing, and that's Yaya Toure. And I know there's a lot of drama around that. But talking about Aguero, much deserved. And the Man City Aguero era is going to come to a fitting end, but I think it's going to go out in style. I really think it's going to go out in style. I'm not shy to say that Man City is still in a position to play for the quadruple. You have to put it out there. You got to put out the positive vibes. I don't know if you have dream walls or anything like that, but you have to put it out there for it to come true, right? So I'm not going to be hesitant not to talk about it. The dream is still alive. The dream's still alive. So there's a way for Aguero to go out in proper fashion. He's pretty much won everything but the Champions League at City, and he deserves it. We got a question. More important to their squad, Henry for Arsenal or Aguero for City? You know what? City of the past, Aguero was hugely needed. So, and the same thing, Henry during his career at Arsenal, heavily needed because he's just an amazing talent. I mean, he was phenomenal, and Aguero early, and really just like the last two seasons, I would say. He's had his challenges at the club, and is really due to just remaining healthy. But that's a tough question to determine who's more important to the squad. We can't forget Aguero is, second best. I believe he's the second best striker in the EPL, and he's only second to Henry. He's only second to Henry, in my opinion. However, when we talk about importance, Aguero having the most iconic goal in EPL history is that important to Man City. All right, we all know, whether you're a Man City fan or not, the iconic goal that was scored against QPR to actually tie Manchester United, but win on goal differential. It was epic. So Aguero's a legend, man. He's a legend, and I'm happy to have been able to watch him play as a Man City fan. The history is going to be tremendous for him. He's going to be remembered, and honestly, he's been underrated while at City. I'll be the first to say it. Many players at City don't get the proper respect because it's assumed that they are to play well because of the surrounding quality of players. But that's the same with any winning team, like strong performing team throughout the season. They have a really good squad, and I feel like David Silva has been overlooked past years when he was really at the peak of his powers at Man City. Yaya Toure definitely got overlooked while at City. I believe it was 20 goals, 14 assists, something stupid like that. So there's been some greats at Man City. They didn't properly get their recognition, but we kind of have to move on and just accept it. It's all about winning trophies at the end of the day. So I'm not going to be too upset as long as the squad continues to do that. So I'm going to transition on really. I'm going to transition a little bit and also talk about this upcoming week. Oh man, and I gotta say, what we saw this week with regards to transfer rumors and agents and players kind of like positioning themselves for a really big summer, I have to say, the craziness can be discussed or rumored about, But one thing that you can bank on is that Man City is going to do good business. All right. I don't have time to really bring up all of the, all of the transactions with regards to Man City and its players compared to other clubs. Maybe I'll do that on another show. And feel free to hit me up with comments as well if you guys want to point anything out specifically. But I know that when it comes time to doing business with players, obviously Man City will have their targets, some high profile, some not. But even the ones that are high profile, if it's not good business, it doesn't get done, right? There's numerous players that Man City have been have had on the target list, and for many reasons, a lot of it due to the numbers, a lot of it due to the salary wages, a lot of it due to the transfer fees. It did not happen. But rival clubs like United, like Chelsea, even Liverpool, Man City doesn't get the player because it's not good business. And I don't think that that's going to change with this upcoming summer. There's a lot being discussed. There's a lot being rumored with Haaland. You know what I mean? Like, and deservingly so. High profile athlete, great potential. He's doing his thing in Bundesliga, or Bundesliga, I should say. And you see how his agent is moving, right? He's like, Haaland's pretty much going on a club tour. He's going club to club. He's having the sit down meetings, the agent and the father, and that's all well and good. The best decision for the athlete, for the player, when you really stack up the teams, he's going to have to make the proper decision. But if it comes down to him wanting to go to the place that's going to pay out the most, that won't be City. As great as a talent as he is, City's not going to do bad business. They're just not. We leave that, and I'm going to say we. I mean, I'm a City fan. We leave that to the other clubs. You know what I mean? Like the Man U's are going to overpay with regards to salaries. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, with regards to some of the transfer fees, those record-setting summers in terms of City setting records for transfer fees, that's not going to be the norm. That's not going to be the standard. That's going to be left again to the rival clubs. Let the Man U's have another 80 mil signing. You know what I mean? That will not be Manchester City. And the teams that are in the mix for Haaland, it's a long list. I mean, we got Chelsea, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man United, Liverpool, really on the short list. In my opinion, I think that's a dangerous list to begin with. Like every team can definitely use a talent like Haaland. There's not many strikers that come along. Obviously, there's a lot of early talk about putting Mbappe as, or whether Mbappe is the Messi or Mbappe is the Cristiano Ronaldo, who knows? But there's a lot of talks about Mbappe versus Haaland and, who's better, who's the best young talent, who's going to have the better career, all those type of talks, which is all very important, all good. And the one that's available on the move is Haaland. And honestly, all those teams, we got Chelsea, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, counting City, that would be 6, all looking to get him. That young talent's going to get paid. He's going to get paid. How much he gets paid, we'll have to wait and see. Record-setting payments, I really doubt that it's going to come from City. I really doubt it. If Haaland were to choose City, though, and when we think about Haaland's history and his father having played with the club, I really think that him choosing City would be the best for his football. Let's be honest here. The way Pep's been moving, the way Manchester City has been organizing its players and the strategy and the ambition, I don't think Haaland would have any hesitation on where City's going to be or remain for the next 5 years. I really don't think he'll have any doubt if he were to choose City. And then from a legacy option to be where his father started, it's an amazing branding story, amazing heritage story. And it's kind of amazing where all those things kind of fit in. Now, I haven't done my homework with regards to knowing what brand Haaland is signed with, right? So whatever footwear brand he's with is really important because the kits that Man City have are Puma kits. So if he is a Puma athlete, fantastic. You know how certain things are going to happen behind the scenes for him to land at City. If he isn't a Puma athlete and he happens to be an Adidas athlete, I think that favors Man United, and that favors Real. If he's a Nike athlete, favors Barca and Liverpool. Chelsea. Huh. I believe all those three teams are with Nike. So I have to do my homework on that. Let me know message wise if you happen to know. But that could be a problem. That could be a problem. Okay. Now taking the brand angle away, although it's very important, but taking it away, I don't think Chelsea is going to work. There's a lot of talk about, Chelsea's owner, when he wants a player, he gets a player. I'm not hating on that. But player looking at the landscape and a player looking at Chelsea and seeing what Timo Werner was and now is at Chelsea, why go there? Strikers go to Chelsea to die, or they die. They lose their powers. It makes no sense. I don't know what it is. Is it something in the water? Is it something in Chelsea's water? Is it something in their food? But the players lose their power, especially strikers. Haaland's looking at all of this. He's looking at Timo Werner. He's like, yo, I knew this guy to be a baller, and now he's not. So what is that? What's that going to net out to be? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Chelsea's an option for him. He wants to hold on to his powers, obviously. So I'm counting Chelsea out. I could be wrong on that one, but I'm counting Chelsea out. I mean, I got to be honest with you guys. Real Madrid are the biggest threat. They're the biggest threat for Haaland. Because if we think about legacy, and I know that he's verbally said that it's been a dream of his. Cristiano Ronaldo, I think, is a hero of his, and then we know Cristiano Ronaldo's kind of lineage in terms of where he's gone and being at Real Madrid. So Haaland wanting to end up there makes a lot of sense. And they need a striker. Benzema's been great, but they need to get younger. He would be the face of the club for sure. I have to agree. I really do think Real Madrid are the biggest threat to land Haaland. And what's killing me is, and I was never a fan of FFP, financial fair play, to begin with. But tin hat on, okay? I don't think that it's a coincidence that legendary clubs like Real Madrid and Barcelona, who happen to be struggling, right? Although Real Madrid is in the Champions League, but they haven't really looked in form. And then Barcelona, obviously, they're not in the Champions League. But I don't think that it's a coincidence that those two teams who happen to be struggling happen to now have a chance to benefit with no FFP, right? Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think the timing is actually very fishy. And because of that, they now have an opportunity. Real Madrid and Barcelona have an opportunity to rebuild very fast, given some of the movements that FFP, having been paused reshaped. What that's going to mean for these clubs. It's crazy. And you know what? I'd have to say that even in terms of the landscape, who has a chance of getting Haaland, who doesn't, and Manchester United have no chance of getting Haaland. They have no chance of getting Haaland because there's strong rumors that Pogba doesn't want to remain at Manchester United. There's also some rumors with regards to Bruno saying that he doesn't want to extend his terms, extend his deal there. So I think there's going to be a really big exodus coming out of Manchester United. And with that, why would a player like Haaland want to go there when the talent won't remain there, right? When you have a star like Pogba, and I believe him and Haaland share the same agent, wanting to leave Manchester United, why would he want to go there? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would he want to go? It doesn't make sense. So Manchester United, I'm sorry to tell you fans, but Haaland's not going there. All right, you guys are going to have to rebuild the proper way. No quick fixes with a possible generational striker. Sorry to tell you guys that. Sorry to be the one to give you that bad news. And Liverpool. Now, again, I haven't done the brand homework. I haven't done the homework with regards to what brand Haaland's with, right? But we know Liverpool. They're in a different tier. Okay, there's the Chelseas, there's the Chelseas and the PSGs. Then there's like the Man Cities, Real Madrid, Barcelona's, and then there's the Liverpool. Liverpool, they truly have to sell to buy. All right, and they did magic selling Coutinho. Right, they're gonna make their fans will tell you that is all a plan. Right, but they really lucked out with having sold Coutinho, and then credit to them assessing and getting Van Dijk, getting Alisson. You know what I'm saying? Now they're going to have to do that. Who are they ready to let go? Is it Mane? Is it Salah? You know what I mean? Is it Firmino? But they're going to have to give up, I think, 2 key assets that they currently have in order to invest if they were to get a player like Haaland. All right. Liverpool will need to sell top players to get Haaland. That's a fact. That's their business model. So there's no surprises there. Sorry, Liverpool fans. I don't expect anything more than that. And speaking of Liverpool, this might be an unpopular opinion. This might be disrespectful. This might be just outright rude. But I don't think I'm in the wrong to saying this, but Klopp has a lot to prove next season to be considered a great manager. I think so many of the mistakes that he's made this year, so much of his and how I see it, how he's been arrogant with how he set up his team, not learning from the errors that Pep made last year, having defensive midfielders play defense, in particular Fernandinho. Klopp thinking that he could do more, do better than what Pep was doing, and making the mistake and not learning from it and actually suffering from it a lot longer than what Pep did is crazy to me. So I think Klopp should be on the microscope next year. Not that his job's in jeopardy or anything like that, but in terms of how quickly he was touted to be one of the best managers in the world, I think that recognition took a dip this year. Taking all the injury excuses away, you put that aside. We recognize that there are injuries, but how he managed it, I think, put another dent in the armor. I think that really showed that he's not the guy that he was touted to be. So next season is going to be a big season for him to prove that he is a great manager. He's going to have to bounce back. He's going to have to, honestly, for him to be a great manager with the squad that they have, with the players that they've labeled as, and the team that they've labeled as one of the best teams to have ever won an EPL title, that team has to be challenging for a title next year. So if Klopp isn't 1-2 next year against the field, I really think that the distinction of him being a great manager is going to be in jeopardy. I don't think I'm wrong to say that. I don't think I'm wrong to point out that this season has really showed that he's not all that. He's not all that. And the home losses that he suffered, right? The inability to actually be creative and, one, change formations, two, maybe get some variety with how they actually want to approach attacking the final third. Man's got a lot of explaining to do. Klopp, you've got a lot of explaining to do. That's my I Love Lucy impersonation. Allow it. So now I've gotten a lot of negative comments with this, and I happen to be involved in a really strong Discord community, and so I see hundreds of messages, and often I'm messaging back and forth. Sometimes I'm just like a fly on the wall and seeing what the comments, seeing what the sentiment are for many fans. And I have to say, if you're a real fan of Pogba, if you're a real fan of Harry Kane, you should want them to leave their current situation. So I'm not throwing any shade. I'm not being disrespectful here. But if you are a real fan of the player, if you're a real fan of the player and you want the player to be able to play in the biggest tourneys, to actually play for a chance at winning some trophies, you know what I mean? Be in the mix with regards to goals and assists, to just not just be recognized for the talent, but actually be recognized for the output that they have and for the type of games that they play for. You want them to leave. Pogba's got to leave Man U, man. He's got to leave Man U, and it's no diss to Man U, but right now Man U isn't what Man U was. Man U isn't what Sir Alex Ferguson built Man U to be. They're far from that. The Sir Alex Ferguson way is gone, and I'll talk more about that later. But Man U's not in a position to really have Pogba play for what he should be playing for. That's the trophies and the tournaments, the big time matches, and the same for Harry Kane. Like, oh my goodness, Tottenham just drew with Newcastle. Kane's doing his thing. Kane's putting up goals. He's doing his thing with regards to goals, but he's not playing for anything. This year, he has a chance to play for the Carabao Cup. That's what he's playing for. He doesn't have a chance to play for the league title. There's no Europa, no Champions League, obviously. Like, Kane, that's what Kane should be playing for. He's that good of a talent. He needs out. Where he goes, I don't know. If he wants his best chances at titles, playing for the big moments, he should go to Man City. You know what I mean? He should go to Man City, but that's easy. He deserves that. Pogba deserves that. When Yaya was kind of like on his, we knew that it was like his last year. He's gonna be moving on, and unfortunately, Pogba came to the EPL a little too soon before Pogba was gonna be moving on. But oh man, Pogba at Man City, not necessarily playing like a Yaya Toure, but like the stature, the skill set, would have been amazing. He made such a poor decision there. Feel bad for him, and fans of Pogba and Kane should feel bad for those players because they need to leave the clubs that they're at. They need to leave. So, be real with yourselves, Man U fans, Spurs fans. Be real. If you want the best for that player, they've got to go. Actually, if you want the best for your club, especially Spurs, you guys should be looking to sell and get 2, maybe 3 players to replace. I think that might be the move that you guys have to do. I think that might have to be the move. Am I crazy? I don't think I'm crazy for what I'm saying, though. I really don't think I'm crazy for that point of view. And so what I was saying earlier, and I get killed for this all the time because I come across so many fans, Man U fans, and we know that fans is short for fanatic, so I don't expect fans to be logical, and maybe it's delusion, maybe it's just not taking a step back and looking at things, but Man U, I believe I've talked about this, but I have to talk about it again. Man U's glory days is not Man United. It's not the Man U way. I have to stress this. It was Sir Alex Ferguson. It was a Sir Alex Ferguson way. That's what it was. So check yourselves before you say the Man U way. It's never been the Man U way. It's been the Sir Alex Ferguson way. Now, if you want to achieve a new standard or get to that standard, that's fine. But the way you talk about it is incorrect, and it's leading to a lot of confusion amongst your fan base because there's an expectation that you guys should always be good, that you guys should always be challenging for titles, that you guys should always be 1 or 2 in the league. No, the spirit, the energy, the drive for that to be the standard was Sir Alex Ferguson. He's the one that demanded that, right? But the lifeblood in the club, like the tradition, the heritage, even the brand, that was built off of Sir Alex Ferguson. So please understand that. And I'm not going to drag that on, but it's something that I come across often with rival fans. I got to check them. It's not the Man U way. Stop that. It's Sir Alex Ferguson way. Talking when I look at my current situation with regards to Man City, you know what I'm saying? Man City has been winning. And even if you just want to talk about recency, but it's also been with 3 different managers. All right. Even if you want to think about Chelsea, and Chelsea, I know they've been on a little bit of a drought recently, haven't won, I think, in 5 years. But even their winning ways goes to the owner that wanted to win, the owner that wanted to make an impact, having bought them recently and injected a lot of funds into the winning way. You can see it. The same thing happens with Man City. That is going to the owners, the ambition. So when we think of the Man City way, it's not just the philosophy of a manager that when a manager either decides to move on or happens to get fired, that winning way stays because it's the club, it's not the manager. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Man U fans, I got to tell it to you straight. It was the manager that got you those winning ways. It was the manager that had that mentality. And obviously that's spilt over with regards to the fans and loving Man U, but it was not the club. All right? Do your research, do your homework, and you'll know that. So you gotta reset your mind, all right? Understand where your club's at, and then you guys will be a lot happier and you have a lot less dysfunction amongst all of you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It's more like a live vlog. I speak off my chest. I speak what's on my mind. I get things off my chest. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to continue to work on this. The feedback's been tremendous. Please let's help build this channel. I'm working on 100 subscribers. We got to get to the goal. 1, 2, 3. We got to move slowly if need be, but I'm gonna refine this as best as I can. I appreciate all the feedback. So like, share, subscribe. Always appreciated, and we grow. This is VatorgamesTV, presenting Why Always Me, another show. And you catch me next week. Hope you enjoyed episode 6. I'm out.